Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and today we're going to make some little material. These are made out of material pockets, and we're going to use some of those vintage bags to put some vintage advertisements on there, just to kind of make them look like those old feed sacks or something. I had plenty of, let me grab it. Oh, I had plenty of scraps of this material left, and my mind just went blank when I started to tell you the name of this, but you guys probably know it's just a cotton material. And so I've just been kind of cutting it up and using it for pockets, and then these little pieces I'm just using for bands on the edge of my little mini albums or December dailies. Like I'll put some of that on here, things like that. So I'm just trying to use some things up that are right here on the side of my desk. So this is just a little pocket, as you can see, down in there. We can put a tag in there, or you can put some little memorabilia in there. I have stitched around the edge just to close it up, but you could use glue if you wanted to. And then I've just sprayed the edges and put a little ink on there. I just tore this advertisement out and put it on the front, and then I just put one of my journal tags on here. And hold on, let me close the door just a second. Alright, that's better. I have a machine going and it's pretty loud over there, so just want to go ahead and close that door. Now this is just another piece, and what I'm going to do is fold that one this way and make kind of a long thin pocket. And I'm just going to stitch down through here, across the bottom and up the side, and then I'm going to put this advertisement on there. And what I did is I just kind of tore it out, and then I tore little chunks in it because I wanted it to look as old and vintage as possible. So that's what I've done on that. So let me stitch around it. Now, like I said, if you don't want to stitch or you don't have a sewing machine, all you have to do is just put some glue under here. Just make sure it's a good fabric glue. And I have been told that art glitter glue holds fabric. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I just use my Fabri-Tac. But I am going to stitch around this real quick, and then we'll be back and we'll start gluing that on. Okay, so that's what we have right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. I could have done this before I stitched, but I just as soon do it afterwards. Just going to open that up real carefully, because I stitched pretty close to the edge. And this again, you do not have to do. You can just leave it as is, but I like that frayed look. So I like to open that up, put my strings there, and then I'll just spray this out a little bit. It'll only fray as far as the stitches are. So, and someone asked me, and I answered their message, but someone asked me, did I backstitch when I started and stopped? If I remember, I do. On this one, it looks like on this side I didn't remember. But normally on a pocket I do, because you're going to be opening and closing the pocket and you don't want it to come undone. But sometimes I just don't remember. I get busy and I'll get over there at that sewing machine and get started, and I just don't remember to backstitch. But it'd be best to backstitch on pockets anyway, if you're not going to backstitch on anything else. Okay, I think that looks good enough, and I'm just going to put some ink around it. And I'm just using my blending tool. We do have some of these blending tools in stock if you want to grab some. I love my blending tool. I have those little brushes, but I don't use them as often as I do my blending tool. To me, it just, I don't know, it just seems to work better. Okay, there we go. We've got some ink on that. And then we're going to take our little advertisement. We're just going to put some glue on the back. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. This is one of our Sugarbelle bottles. And I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac in the back of it, of this. This is one of our Sugarbelle bottles, and I have Fabri-Tac in it, I should say. Somehow or other, I'm not talking too straight today. That happens ever so often. Alright. And then we do have more of these tops coming. I noticed that we had sold out yesterday, but we have more on the way. Okay, so there it's that. See how nice it glued down? And then I want to put just a little word or something right there at the bottom. Now this is our little journal that we made for little numbers and words and things like that. Someone asked me, did I have a tutorial on this? Yes, I do. It is should be linked below. I'll double check and make sure, but I usually try to keep it linked below because I have a lot of people that ask questions about it. And I think I also have the large one that we made linked down there as well, the video on that. I will double check. Okay, I'm just going to put this little word that says timeless. Now, this come out of our digitals, and I'm thinking that this was, I think this was on just the one that says labels and words, I do believe. I'll try to remember to link the specific one down there, but if you don't see that link, just click on our digitals, and if you go through those, you can see the pages so you'll know which is which. And I just keep everything in this little book right here. All my stamps and things like that. And I just keep it right here beside me, and that way I'll have it at fingertip. Alright, so let's make sure that we didn't glue anything together. And I didn't. So there is our pocket. We can make a tag to go in there. I think that's super cute. Now I want to do one where I want to put a little color on it. These you can use for anything, your regular journals, Christmas journals, or whatever. But I'm going to do a few for my Christmas journals. Now this is a long piece that I had like this. So what I'm going to do is stitch down each side across the bottom. Alright, I have clipped that bottom. And then I'm going to fray the bottom out a little bit. I don't know. Is it just me? Does anybody else like to fray material? I love it. It's like popping those little bubbles that you get in packing. Something about it just feels satisfying to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit weird. Well, maybe I'm a lot weird. I don't know. But now I'm just going to stitch. Make sure that's together right. I'm going to stitch down through here, across the bottom, and up this side. And then we're going to come back and decorate a little bit more. Now, let me say this. On this one, I stitched around the image. And I think on this, I might stitch around the image too. But I think I'm going to stitch around the image, not laying on here, because I want to put something behind this. So I'm just going to stitch around this image and make it look like I have stitched it onto here. So we'll see what that looks like, because I do want to put some lace behind him, I think. Just to kind of dress it up a little bit. Not much, but a little. And I could stitch both of them down. Why don't I do that? Let me think. Yeah, let's just stitch both of them down. I'll just hold it like that and stitch both down as I go. Hopefully I can get them somewhere near straight. Alright, I'm going to do that. Alright, we have that stitched down. Now, as you can see, I did a little zigzag stitch around this, and that kind of brought that out, I thought. And then I just did a straight stitch around the pocket. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to ink that up a little bit. So you don't always have to just put paper in your journals. You can do material, laces, trims, all kinds of things. You can dress them up any way that you want. I just think that those are pretty. And they're nice and thick, so they're not going to tear. And you're going to be able to put lots of little goodies down in there. You could also make these for little Christmas gifts and tuck them down in there. That would be cute. Okay, I have this one, and this was just another piece. I didn't cut these pieces. These were just some that were already cut that I just decided I would use because it looked about the right size. Let's see. This one's not fraying so good, so let me see if I can get it started. Okay, there we go. That will do. And now I think I'm going to cut this side open so that we can fray that a little bit. Okay, now here again, I'm going to stitch on the sides, and I'm just using a brown thread, but I'm going to stitch down the sides across the bottom and up here, and then we'll come back and put a little vintage advertisement on there. Okay, there we go. And I didn't hold my thread, so I've got a little knot back here, but I'm just going to cut it out. It'll be fine. It will be fine, no problem. Now on this one, my little advertisement I felt like was a little bit small, and I wanted to put something else behind it. So I was thinking about just putting this piece of vellum behind there. It's just something I had on my desk. Because sometimes those labels are stacked on those bags and things, those old feed sacks. I don't know how many have ever seen the old feed sacks, but my dad used to work in a feed store, and I saw plenty of those old feed sacks. My mother used to take them years and years ago, and let me know if your mother did this for you. My mother took them and she would cut them open and make us dresses and things out of them. She'd dye the material, and you know, she would wash it and clean it up really good and make it nice and soft, and then she would make dresses for us girls out of them. So we loved that. We didn't mind that at all. We got new dresses. Now I'm just going to put some of this glue right down at the bottom on this, because I don't want my glue showing. I don't know if it will or not. It doesn't look like it's going to. Let it sit there a while and I'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on here. And then I just want to press this down, and I'm going to pull this over to the side a little bit. Press that down like that. Where is my little card? That would help. There we go. Now, let's see. I don't know if that's going to show. I'm going to put just a dot on a couple of corners. I just don't want it to show through too bad. Just enough to hold it down. That should be fine right there. I could have stitched that on, but I didn't. And that's fine. I like that like that. And let's see if we might need a little number or something across here. Yeah, let's put a little black number. And these are Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. These are her number labels. So is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? I know international, your Thanksgiving is not tomorrow, but ours, or not tomorrow, but Thursday, but ours is. There we go. I like that. That's cute. So Whit has gone to the store to pick up some last minute things that I needed for bacon. So good luck to him. I'm glad he went and not me, because I bet the stores are going to be crowded. Alright, let's see what else we can come up with. Now these are some, let's see what piece this is. Oh, now that's a piece that I just did some stamping on, but I could use this side of it if we wanted to. Let's just do that. I didn't particularly like what I stamped, so this is a very textured material, and I didn't really like it, what I stamped on there, so I'm just going to trim that, and then we're just going to take some of these, erase some of these edges. So let me know if you ever had a feed sack dress. Let me know in the comments below. You know, we were very poor. We didn't have the money to go, and my dad was a sharecropper, so we didn't have the money to go and buy new clothes that were already made. So my mother made everything that we wore. And I'm saying everything too. She made my dad's and my brother's shirts, and I think the only thing that my dad would bought from the store is his overalls. He wore overalls, and he bought those. But other than that, you know, she made everything else. And she stitched it all by hand too. Well, I say all of it, not all of it, but most of it she stitched by hand. She had a sewing machine, but sometimes she would use it and sometimes she wouldn't. But she could stitch by hand that looked just like a sewing machine. The stitches were so teeny tiny. Then she got into quilt making, and she made quilts for everybody for a long, long time. Everybody had one of her quilts. And she was really good at it too. And she would never do a quilt on a quilting frame. She always did her quilts laying across the bed. The quilt, she'd just lay it across the bed, and she would lay over the bed, and that's how she quilted. She was a little short lady, only 5 foot, so it didn't really bother her to do that. It would probably kill me to do that, to lay over the bed and try to do some stitching. Okay, now let's see, what shall we put on this one? That's probably way more information than you wanted me to give you this morning. Let's see. I don't know what else I have already cut out here. You know, just about anything would look cute on there. But I really wanted it to look kind of vintage. Okay, this is more excuse me, that's more Christmas there. I could put that on there. That's cute. That one's too little. But I need to put something behind it, I think. And I need to trim this off more. I may tear it. What do you think? Yep, I think I'm going to tear it. If I can. If I can tear it anywhere near straight, I don't want it straight, but you know what I mean. Not tear my letters off. I just think on this, the torn look would look a little bit better, I believe. Oh, I think I'm going to have to turn the fan on. It's getting kind of hot out here in the shop. It was cold this morning when I first got up. Well, cold to us, you know. I know you guys, a lot of you say, oh my goodness, your 40-degree weather is not cold. When you've got like -10 or something, and I know that, I don't understand, but to us it's cold. It's very cold because we're not used to it being really cold weather here. We have a little bit of cold weather, but not a lot, thank goodness, because I don't like cold weather. I like cool weather, but I don't like cold weather. It'd suit me fine if it stayed like springtime weather here all year round. I like that. Okay, let me see what I might want to put behind that. I want to put something a little bit darker behind it, I think. Let's see if we just want to use the inside of one of these bags, not the outside. Or maybe the outside and not the inside. Just going to tear it and then look at it and see what I think. It may not work. If it doesn't, we'll go further. But then it may look okay. Alright, if we put that down there. Put that there, and then put our little girl over here. Nope, that didn't work. Let's turn it over and see what that looks like. So put that there. Our little girl here. So what do we think about that? What do you think? Let me know. Talk to me. I know a lot of you talked to me. A lady the other day said, I was yelling for you to put that down and you didn't hear me. What do we think? Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put that brown down, but we're going to add something else to it. So I'm going to ink around it. I want to make it look old and distressed and kind of bent and torn and burned and everything else. So when I distress it, I'm really going to distress it. Okay, I think we'll do that. Then I have some of this vintage lace that one of you guys sent me. And we'll cut a piece of it. I don't know if this is going to be wide enough. I may have to go back to the drawer and drag out more. Let's see. Let's put it that way. Then we can put that there. And our little girl there. What does that look like? I don't know. I'm still thinking. I think I need to cut this off just a little bit. I need it in layers and not the same size. Okay, so there's a layer. There's a layer. Put that down as a layer. And then that there. So, what do you think? Does my little girl just not work or what? I think she's cute. Huh. You know what? I'm going to put it down. What's the difference, you know? What can happen? I would still use it in my journal if nobody else wanted it. Now, I am going to just stitch this down. I'm not going to stitch her, but I'm just going to stitch this cluster down. And what I'll do is just do a zigzag stitch around the edges and just kind of catch a little bit of everything. And then I'll glue it to underneath little places that stick up, and then I'll glue her down. So that's what I'm going to do on here. Okay, there we go. And no, I did not try to go straight on that. I actually tried to kind of follow, you know, around the edge of this just to make sure that I had sewn everything down. I'm clipping, and I started to say clipped everything down. Okay, so there we go. Then we can put that together like that. And then add our little girl here, like that. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to like that. I'm going to go ahead and add her, even though I'm going to be stitching around the edges, because I won't stitch close enough that it's going to be too close for her. Oh my goodness, guys. I've got a lot of happy mail that I have got to get a video up on. I have received so many nice and sweet things from you guys, and I've just been so busy with everything else. I was trying to get our orders caught up so that everything would be either to the person or close to the person by Thanksgiving. So we've been working on those and just been busy. I'm sorry. I will try my best to get one made today, and hopefully I can get it up maybe tomorrow. Okay, so there we go with that. Okay, so let's stitch right around here, and then that will be another pocket, and that's a nice size pocket. Okay, there we are. Another pocket finished. I'm just going to pull these pieces off. And then I'm going to ink a little bit. I just ink on the frayed part mainly. Just a little. You know, you want it to look kind of dirtied up. You don't want it to look just fresh and new, because these old feed sacks were, you know, they were used and abused back in the day. Okay, so there is another pocket. That is sweet. I like that. Okay, let's lay this over here. Now, what shall we make now? I thought about even making a pocket or two out of this. This is just some scraps that I had left from the softcover journal that we made. And I thought about making a couple of pockets out of this. I think that's pretty. That's pretty material. What do you think? You think I should? I could actually get two out of that. Let's see. I don't know what I would put on it though. I guess I would just have to put lace on there. I don't know if it would look good with anything else. Let's just go ahead and do it. What else are we going to use this for, right? We don't use it for a pocket. What are we going to use it for? Now, I've had lots of people who continue to ask me about my sewing, my stitching. What sewing machine do I use? Do I use a special needle? Do I use a special setting for when I stitch on paper? I use a Singer sewing machine, and I have, I will link one if I can find one below. Mine is many, many years old. But I just use a Singer sewing machine that I used to sew material on all the time. I use the same needle that I have used for probably 15 years. I do not, the only time I would put a new needle in there is if I was going to stitch something, you know, if I was going to make something for one of my grandkids or something like that. And I might, you know, not want the needle that I have been using on paper. But I use just a plain needle, just a regular needle. I don't do anything special. I use the same settings as I use when I'm stitching material. I just change my settings depending on if I want to zigzag or if I want to straight stitch, something like that. But no, I don't do anything special. You do not have to do anything special, and it will not hurt your sewing machine, or it hasn't mine. I won't say it won't hurt yours. It has never hurt mine, and mine was particularly made for material. But it's never hurt mine. I have, you know, I don't sew anything really, really thick on it, just like you wouldn't stitch anything real thick as far as material is concerned. But I've stitched on it for years, and I've never had a problem with it. And if I want to stitch material like this, I don't change anything. I just go right back to stitch it, and it stitches it just fine. All right, we're going to stitch these two together, and then we'll come back and decorate the front of them a little bit. Alright, there are those stitched. Now, what do we want to put on those? I think in order to, they're probably just going to have some lace on there. And then I had, let's see what this looks like. I had one of those flowers that we used. And then, is there anything else? I have a few little Christmas pieces here, but I don't think any of them are going to go. We'll lay those in there. Wonder what this, no, that's the wrong color. Wrong color. Maybe a butterfly? Nope, wrong color. And I'm grasping at things right here on my desk. I'm not I'm not getting up and going and searching for things. I've got enough here on my desk that I could craft for probably a month and not have to get up and get anything. Isn't that crazy? Oh, let's see. What shall we put? I don't know. I just think that lace looks pretty. You don't really have to doll it up that much. Alright, I'm going to trim this off right here. And then I think I'll put a piece of this lace over here as well. I love this. I don't remember who sent it to me, but thank you so much. That's all I have left. I've been hoarding it. Okay, we're going to put that there, I think. And then I'm just going to take a glance through here and see if there's anything else that I want to put on there. That doesn't even look bad, does it? Let's look at this. Don't know where I want to tear it at. You know, these little advertisements on these bags would be good also for just using in your journals as they are. So what about that? Does that look kind of weird and strange? What do you think? What do you think? See, you could just tuck one of those little advertisements in like that. That would be cute. I don't know. I'm not sure. This one, I'm not sure about. These, they were pretty easy, pretty simple. This one, not so sure. I might do that and put that there. Or we could use, no, that's completely a different color. I don't know where I got that idea. I'm just looking to see what I have on those that works. Yeah, I think on this one I'll just have to stick with some browns and things like that. I don't think I'll be able to do anything else. I'll need to pull out another flower or something to put on this one. I'm going to layer it. It's just paper and material. It's just scraps. And like I said, most of these things I don't mind putting in my journal. I'd put any of these in my journal. Wouldn't bother me at all. Because there's no right or no wrong way to do your crafting. You do what you like. Now I've got to unstop my glue. There we go. When you leave the top off the glue, it messes up. Edith, keep that in mind. Okay, let's put that down. Oh, I hope I put that the right way up. It's already gluing, so maybe I did. Now, let me look right here and see if I have something else that I want to put down there. No, not that. I thought I had another little flower in here. I do, right there. I have another one. Okay, so we've got that inked. Let's go ahead and put it down. Now you could stitch around all of this if you wanted to. After, before you put it down, that is, not now. Don't stitch around it now, you'll close your pocket up. And then I'm just going to put a little glue on the tips of these petals, and then right in the center. I'll stick this down. And this is not exactly the same kind of flower as the other one, but that's fine. I don't mind. That's cute. I like that. Alright, let's put this one down. Okay, I've already inked that, so we'll put it down. I'm just going to lay it right there. And then we'll put our little flower right down there. Oh, I kind of like those. I do. Now that I have them finished, or almost finished, I kind of like them. I don't think I'm going to put a word on them because they've already got words on there, but I do think that I might put a piece of bling in the center. Let me see if I have any right here at my hand that are about the right color. Oh, that blue would be pretty, wouldn't it? Let me see what it looks like before I glue it. Oh, I like that. Let's glue it. And we'll put a smaller one maybe in here. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, yes. I like that. Oh, sticking to my fingers. So that is 2 more little babies. Aren't they cute? I like these. Let me make sure I didn't glue it together. No. It's wide open. Look at there. You could make these and make the back a little bit taller and then have a little flap that came over. Oh, that would be cute. Then you could put all kinds of little goodies in there for friends and family. Little stocking stuffers. Put little things on the front that, you know, the person would like. That'd be cute. Alright, I don't think I'm going to make any more. I think that's all I'm going to make on video. I will make more, of course, off video because I need like 1,000,000 of these things. I need a bunch of pockets for all of the journals that we're making. But I think that's all that we're going to make on video. That gives you a really good idea of how you can just grab some scrap material. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go store and buy anything. Find an old dress that you're going to throw away, or an old, you know, one of the kids' old t-shirts or whatever, and cut it up and make you some material pockets. They're easy, they're quick, and I think they're really cute, and they will be very useful in our journals. And if you want to, go ahead and make some flaps on them and make some little pouches to put little ephemera and different things in, or to use as stocking stuffers to put all kinds of things in there. My grandkids would love these. I may end up making them some little pouches. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this type videos. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.